you're gonna get a hardworking player, somebody who's all about the team, and gonna give everything I have for my teammates. I expect the same from my teammates to give everything they have to me.
Welcome to the Nick Ferg Show, and I'm delighted to have the newest member of the CU Buffs join the program, Jahquez Robinson. Jahquez, what's going on?
What's good? I'm good. Everything's good.
All right, so as I was doing some research on you, I found out you were from Jacksonville, so I guess it's best that I start off by saying, Duval. So, what was it that led to you leaving Alabama to head out here to CU Boulder?
I would say the biggest thing is my relationship with Coach Kelly. You know, he's one of the guys that when they left, I was kind of sad because that's kind of who I always was around and always watching film with and learning the game with. So I would say another thing is ran into some problem with the coaching as far as us not coming into agreement on what position I should play or how I fell into the depth chart and stuff like that. So those are probably the two main reasons why I decided to leave.
All right, let's start with the first thing. Charles Kelly, he's been around guys like Derwin James, and he's been all over college football, even had a stint at Georgia Tech. We always hear about the coachprime effect. You mentioned Charles Kelly.
Yeah.
What is it about him that I guess CU Boulder fans should be intrigued about? Because so many players are coming in, like yourself and other players who play in that secondary. So what is it about Charles Kelly that makes him a great fit out there in Boulder?
His pedigree, you know, he won a national championship as a D coordinator in 2013 with Florida State, and the guys that he coached and that he recruited, and like the way he used them in their system is crazy. So I feel like that's every DB's dream, is to have a coach who's going to maximize your ability and really push you to be the best and put you in a system that really fits you, that allows you to play and make plays.
Now, you mentioned, I guess, as far as what happened in Alabama, what other positions did they want you to play other than playing corner?
I was in the slot for like last 2 years. So that was kind of a rough transition at first because I didn't really accept it. But eventually I just got that dog mentality back. Wherever you put me, I'm going to try to give my best. So I really accepted it last year, and I kind of fell into my own this spring. And I feel like I was making a lot more plays than I ever have. Kind of grasped the concepts and the defense a lot more than what I previously did. So I feel like I made great strides from last spring to this spring, and just want to keep building on that.
Well, you talk about the dog mentality, and I was there in Boulder when Coach Prime had his first press conference, and he was saying that was something very unique about guys who come from the Florida area. Once again, you're from that Jacksonville, Duval area. So what is it about that mentality with guys who come out of Florida that may be different from guys that may come out of other states like Texas, Georgia, or even California?
I would say the biggest thing is in Florida, it's football. So that's all we do down there is football. So it's football all the time. It's football in the summer, football in the spring, football in the winter, football in the fall. It's football all the time. So you can play football all the time, all year round. So it's kind of like we all fighting for, it's a lot of guys playing. So we all kind of fighting for those same scholarships. And it's a dog eat dog world down there. So it's either he got all the offers and I want to go against him to take it from him. Or it's either I'm the one with the offers and I got to hold my own.
Right.
So it's always like that fighting and constant guys trying to either almost like Alabama, almost like being in Alabama, like you get somebody's best every game. So it's kind of like you got to have that mentality, like anybody that's playing in front of me got to get this work.
That is very important because when I look at the number of DBs that are coming into CU, yourself, Amarian Cooper from Florida State, you already have Travis Hunter that's there, Kamani McLean. Now it just seems as though CU is now becoming DBU, and you're talking about having the mentality. So what is that going to mean for you to be out there competing with those guys for a starting spot?
Well, I mean, that's the world to me because, competition breeds success.
Yeah.
And I continue to put that in my mind. Like, if I'm going against the best guys, the best going to come out of me as well. And I think my best is scary for sure. I have a lot of things to work on. But I'm also good at a lot of stuff. So I feel like if I can just get pushed to the point where I have to play my best every down, then I feel like if somebody beats me out for that spot, then they're very good. They're probably a first round type of guy. So I kind of pride myself on that. And as well as my versatility. So yeah, I want to play corner as well, but I can play star, I can play money, I could play corner. I could play safety. So my versatility also helps me as well to be able to secure me a spot on the field.
So if you had to pick out some of your best attributes to say, okay, well, this is my foundation. This is what I stand on. I do these things well. What would those things be?
I would say definitely I cover my brace well. Definitely and am able to drop my weight and transition very well. Another thing is my ball skills and instincts. I have great ball skills and instincts. So the ball in the air, however high I got to jump to go get it, I'm going to go get it. Either I'm going to knock it out some way, I'm going to pull it out your hand when you come down with it. So I kind of pride myself on those three things.
If you can look over my shoulders, I have two helmets, one from North Carolina, one from the University of Georgia. Both of these helmets are from guys that I played with in the NFL. Champ Bailey, Dre Bly, great guys who possess a lot of the skills that you are definitely talking about. Right now in the game, is there anyone in the NFL currently that you look at their game and you try to incorporate a little of what they do into what you do?
Stephon Gilmore. I kind of like how he's able to mirror guys and stuff like that. Not always, because, he's tall too, but he doesn't always have to get your hands on, like, immediately.
Yeah.
He trusts his foot speed and his training a lot and what he sees and his instincts a lot. So I kind of model my game after him a lot. And as well as I was watching some tape of Antonio Cromartie, and I kind of like the way he used to mirror guys, him being just as long as me, if not even longer, being able to mirror guys and not necessarily be handsy and able to come out the breaks with the receivers is also a big thing for me. So I kind of watch those two guys.
Everyone wants a big corner. You 6'2", that's a really, really large corner. Mm-hmm. But typically they say big corners have difficulty covering smaller receivers because of the height difference. For you, do you feel as though that's a challenge for you as well?
No, I feel like I'm just a twitchy. That's why I end up liking the slot and embracing it, because I got to stick those and cover those guys in the slot, whether I'm pressed, whether I'm playing off, and getting those guys who are running quicker, can change direction faster, made me a better corner.
You have had two guys from Alabama to transfer to CU. So have you spoke to Tommy Brown and Demouy Kennedy about what their situation or what the transition has been like for them at CU?
Well, Demou's my best friend. I know he hasn't been down there yet. He had came on a visit with me. I haven't talked to Tommy Brown. He was kind of an older guy when I first got there. I think he left like my sophomore year. So he's kind of an older guy, so I never really got to talk to him. But Demou's my best friend here. So me and him definitely get to play on the field together. It's going to be fun. It's something that we always talked about.
Well, that's always great to know that you are coming to CU with guys that you played with before. But there's another guy who happens to live here in Denver, Colorado, and I get a chance to see him every time I go to the Broncos training facility, and that is Patrick Surtain, right? PS2. Have you spoken to him about your transition coming to Colorado as well?
No, I haven't spoken to Pat. I've been kind of busy with the schoolwork. Yeah. I'm definitely going to reach out to Pat and get to talk to him about working out and what he's seeing in the league. So it kind of helped me slow the game down.
Since you played with PS2, what can you tell me about what you've seen for him or seen with him as a teammate? Because I could look at it one way as far as what I see, but being a teammate, what do you see in his game that makes you go, okay, well, I knew he was going to be a good corner in the NFL?
This is patience at line scrimmage. He lets the receiver declare himself, and then he cuts them off angles are perfect. It's almost one of those things where you're like, oh, this guy's a robot, to where like anything that happens, he's doing the same technique all the time. So and it's crazy. And just like how calm he was at all times, he never really got shook by any receiver he ever guarded, anything that ever happened in the game, he never really shook his confidence. As well as him being able to move his feet and come out his breaks as good as he does, being that tall and that big, is definitely one thing that I realized. His patience and also like his balance and body control. He has great balance and body control. And stuff like that. So I knew he was a first-round corner when I seen him.
Well, I tell him all the time, man, he reminds me of Champ Bailey, the way that he moves around. And you're absolutely right. It's his footwork at the line of scrimmage and definitely being patient that has made him into a Pro Bowl type of corner in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Now, the biggest one I have for you, this process, this transfer portal, obviously wasn't around when I was in college. Walk me through your process. What was that like for you? And if at all, who helped you make this decision to leave Alabama to head out to Boulder?
Leaving Alabama was kind of a decision I had been thinking about, but never really acted on it because I always wanted to kind of give them a chance to, and also give myself a chance. I knew early on in my career, I wasn't really giving my best shot, so I kind of stuck through it. Had to really like give it a chance. And when I figured out it wasn't, I didn't think it was going to work out. I looked elsewhere, and as soon as I got in the portal, Coach Kelly gave me a call. So I was like, okay, this probably want to be it just because I know the system. The coach knows me. I'm familiar with them. My parents are comfortable with them. And, it's a quick process. Like you get in the portal next day, you got 8 offers. It's like, whoa, like high school recruiting in 2 weeks, So it's kind of like everybody trying to get you on a visit the next day. Like I just got an offer yesterday, now you want me going to visit today.
Yeah.
So it was definitely crazy. Kind of reminded me of high school, just all at one time. But the conversations were different. It's more so not get you on campus and you get to see all the facilities and da da da. It's more so we're gonna get you here, got a plan for you to play. We're gonna plug and play you here, and this is what we see you as. Get us to the league in this year. So the pitch is totally different. It's more so get on the field now, play. We're not bringing you in here to sit on the bench.
So how important is fit for you? I mean, you just talked about it. I mean, and a lot of players go and they play in different systems, but how important is it for you to be in a system that you know you can flourish in?
That was very important. That's probably the biggest. My relationship with Coach Kelly and me knowing the system probably was the biggest part of my decision because I know my goal is to make it to the NFL next year. So, with that being said, I didn't have time to really learn plays and learn the scheme, learn how I can get beat in this system and stuff like that, learn how to make plays in this system. I already know the system. So now I know what plays I can make and what plays I have to just let come to me, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is the best fit for me because I already know what to do. Like I know everything he's looking for, everything I have to do, everything my teammates have to do in order to make everything work. So I feel like I could be a leader in that aspect and as well as make a lot of plays because I know how it's supposed to look.
So obviously, Charles Kelly is there. Deion Sanders is there as well. I don't know if you got a chance to meet him yet, but what does it mean to you to know that you're going to a place and you're going to be coached by and led by a guy who is a Hall of Fame corner in his own right?
I feel like it's a blessing because I played for the greatest coach of all time. I know how he is. I know the formula. I got it from him. And then hearing it from the horse's mouth, the best DB to ever play sports. I get the technique and the way to do things and the processing of defenses from the guy who does it. And I get to learn how to play, make plays, and see what he sees as a Hall of Fame corner, best of both worlds. So
obviously, you're a very talented guy, very long, versatile, athletic. You can play inside, you can play outside. Now, how would those skills and those attributes actually help Shedeur Sanders become a better quarterback seeing you every day in practice?
I was thinking about that the other day. Definitely tighter windows. So I learned how to use my angles better, especially playing against Bryce. So he's putting him in areas where not a lot of quarterbacks can put him. And I feel like Shedeur's going to have to put him in those same type of windows, especially with him trying to go to the NFL as well, obviously. So you're going to have guys who are good all over the field. It's going to be small windows, got to get it through there. And I feel like that'll help me with him putting him in those windows and also help him with him trying to get it to that window.
You brought up someone that I didn't expect, and that was Bryce Young. Obviously, he was taken #1 overall by the Carolina Panthers. What will the Panthers fans, or what are they getting by drafting a quarterback like Bryce Young?
Hardworking, always felt like he's been underrated. So he's always got a chip on his shoulder. Oh, he's too small. Maybe he can't see over the line. He's always been kind of a guy to prove people wrong. And me and him are kind of the same in that aspect. Like I remember him telling me a story about in high school. They were like, man, the middle school is over there. But he's like, I'm in high school, bro, just because he's small. So I feel like he always has something to prove.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for him that he was able to accomplish that and everything that he's accomplished in his career. Me and him having a good relationship. And I'm proud of him.
That's great. And I want you to tell it in your own words really quick before we sign off here. With the CU Buffs fans who have not got a chance to get to know you well, they will eventually get to know you in the coming weeks. But what do you want to say to them about the type of player that Jahquez Robinson is and the type of play that they can anticipate from you this fall?
You're gonna get a hardworking player, somebody who's all about the team, and gonna give everything I have for my teammates. I expect the same from my teammates to give everything they have to me, and just going out trying to win every game, and just be relentless and strike fear in people. But you're gonna go out there and try to dominate every down.
Well, once again, man, thank you for giving me some time. I know it's been crazy. I was trying to put this together, and I know you have some classwork that you have to get back to. Once again, thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Ferg Show, Jahquez Robinson. Give it up for him.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.